All right, I joke around a lot about not being good at this whole YouTube thing, and I'm not. Like I showed off like last Friday how bad things look in my studio all the time. Like my setup is terrible. I have no idea what I'm doing. Still years later of starting a YouTube channel, I still have really no idea what I'm doing. But that's because I don't allocate time to learning. It's not something that really interests me. I do like talking about the market. I like interacting with you guys. So I hope the content is good, even though the editing stuff is not good. I still hope the content that gets delivered is good. And I think it's important to establish, like, we've built something really special. And that's why I always talk about hitting that subscribe button down below and joining the movement. This is the state of mind, like what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish. We're trying to grow something special. And that's why it's always been really important to come across super authentic, keep things transparent, keep things 100. I'm always going to be completely upfront with you guys, no matter what. And I appreciate that you guys appreciate that. But that doesn't mean that I don't put time into things. Like I do put a lot of effort into research. I study the market every day. Obviously, I kind of have to anyways because it's my job, right? I'm a business owner. I own a card store. I got to do it anyways. And I put together a lot of presentations and slides and things like that we talk about, the ebbs and flows in the market, things that maybe you think about, but you don't actually necessarily find the time to research on your own, or maybe some things that you don't think about. And then all of a sudden, like I put a video out and you're like, oh, that makes sense. There's every once in a while though, I record a video where there's a lot that goes into it, where there's a lot of information, a lot of research, a lot of work. This is that video. This is a video where I put a ton of effort in, hours putting everything together, looking stuff up, researching, because I think this is really important. We're still at a point right now where demand outweighs supply. Distros are still empty. I think that we are starting to heal. There are a lot of people who are finding success locating drops and going out and maybe finding product in Target or finding product in Walmart, and I think that's fantastic. But there still are a lot of people who aren't finding that success. Maybe they work full-time or they can't get out as much, and when they go, it's already cleared out. And there's other countries that aren't having any success whatsoever because the distribution system is just kind of broken, much like what it is in the US, but on a bigger scale. So this is, I think, important because you should never open up Pokemon cards. Like, you got to be really careful. I shouldn't say you should never. That's completely up to you. But you got to be really careful when it comes to opening up Pokemon cards and paying above MSRP on something. Like, we stick to MSRP for new releases, stuff that's in print, stuff that we can buy at wholesale. If we can buy something at wholesale, like Destined Rivals, for example, we will be able to buy at wholesale. It might be a little bit more expensive than what it normally is, or they might do things like they have like they did with Journey Together, where, hey, you can get half of your allocation at your normal wholesale price, and the other half of your allocation is going to be $10 more. They might do something like that. Distros are businesses too. They're going to want to make extra money, and they know that it's a boom right now, so they want to take advantage of that as well. But it's close enough. That selling at MSRP is still good margins. So we're good with that. Other stuff is difficult to find at wholesale pricing, and a lot of distros get stuff in from the secondary market, so then their prices are inflated and closer to market, which is why some of the stuff that's not really in print, and right now nothing's in print because Pokemon hasn't hit a point yet where they have reprinted a lot. Things are getting better, but we're not there yet. But I think that opening up Pokemon cards above MSRP is very dangerous, and we're going to go over why. But I want to give some context to things because I thought when I first kind of started this whole business thing, I was already a player. Like, I was already playing competitively throughout Black and White. But then as I got a little bit older and the XY era kind of started, I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to travel to all these. Back then they called them states, they called them cities. I was like, I'm not going to be able to travel as much to all of these. Like, I got a full-time job. I got to settle down a little bit. I want to find a way to kind of stay in the hobby. And I wonder, and this was kind of dumb of me back then, I wonder if I can just buy booster packs and rip them open and sell the contents. Like, if I can sell, because at the time there were a lot of trainers that were worth a few dollars a piece. Like, you're talking Bicycle, N, Floatstone, Colress, like a bunch of stuff from the Black and White era that were worth a few dollars a piece because they were staples in every single deck. So I was like, well, maybe I can just open that. I'll get some ancillary pulls, maybe pull some full arts. And I went and I picked up at Toys R Us, I picked up, like, I don't know, 10 sleeve booster packs of XY base. And I opened them up and I did really well. Like, I hit a full art Evital, I hit a full art Venusaur EX. Like, I got really, really lucky, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then Flashfire came out, and I ordered online like 200 sleeve boosters of Flashfire. I was like, I'll just open these up, and I got absolutely wrecked. And I was like, well, this isn't smart. Like, this isn't a good idea at all. And Flashfire got more expensive because it like immediately sold out upon release. Flashfire was a really big set. It didn't get reprinted. It was really the only set throughout the XY generation that did extremely well right out of the gates. And then Furious Fists and Phantom Forces, like, you could order boatloads of that, and the single prices just tanked because nobody was really, like, it wasn't a huge collecting market back then. And I was like, wow, you should never pay above MSRP. You should just buy singles. And then I started learning a lot more about the business. I have made so many mistakes when it comes to owning a business. It's been absolutely ridiculous. But I understand the idea of charging a premium for a sealed product. Maybe if something is sealed and you're a sealed collector or a sealed investor, which has gained a lot of traction over the last 5 years, maybe that makes sense. I still think it's very volatile. I still think it's very dangerous because a normal market to me is what we experienced from 1999 all the way up until 2020, where there was appreciation in sealed, but it was not nearly what you see where an XY or a Sword and Shield Evolving Skies booster box goes from $100 to $1,400 within the span of a few years. You might see like a Dragon's Exalted box go from $100 to $170 in the span of 6 years, which is still, I guess, decent returns depending on what you buy it at. But that's a whole nother conversation for a whole different video. But I do understand the joy of opening up Pokemon cards. I understand that it's a lot of fun. But right now it's difficult. Right now it is very difficult. So if you can't find cards at MSRP to open up, that's when you kind of transition. And we've talked about pivoting a lot on this channel, is pivoting, like getting through, like you should still enjoy Pokemon, even though right now it can be frustrating. Obviously, Glory of Team Rocket comes out this weekend in Japan. Prices are coming down a lot, but they're still expensive. They're still more than they should be by quite a bit. And then Destined Rivals is going to be still chaos. Even though some people aren't as happy with the leaks as I am, and I understand, like, these cards aren't going to be for everybody. Maybe you don't agree with the art. I think the art slaps. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. I love what Destined Rivals is doing. I think it looks amazing. But it's not for everybody. And the prices are still going to be high. They're still going to be above MSRP. They're still going to be not enough to meet demand. Like, it's going to, eventually it'll get better, but out of the gate, it's going to be tough, just like Prismatic Evolutions. Prismatic Evolutions, they're printing more, but it's still not enough because the hype and the demand is just too much. So when it comes to, like, buying stuff to keep sealed and watching it appreciate, like, that's one thing. But if you just want to open and you just want to enjoy the hobby, now is the time where maybe you pivot a little bit. And we've talked a lot over the last couple weeks about singles dropping in price. Like, you're talking about special illustration rares dropping 20, 30, 40% over the last couple of months, which is huge, hugely substantial. And now if you can't find Pokemon cards at MSRP to rip, now's the time where you really want to pivot and start focusing on maybe singles to get through this until the market does heal enough where you can start buying packs at or below MSRP to rip. Maybe now you kind of transition, shore up some master sets and look at some of these singles that are dropping quite a bit. And the best way that I could figure out a way to kind of calculate and showcase that is by going over pull rates of chase cards and sets, and then attributing the likelihood of you pulling that specific card and how much it would cost to pull that card versus the cost of the actual card. So we're going to go through set by set, and I'll try and keep it relatively quick. And I hope you enjoy the content. If you do, please hit that subscribe button down below, leave a like, leave a comment, share the video. Like, I think this is important information for a lot of people to know, especially if people have been in the hobby relatively new. Like, maybe they've come back in the hobby, or maybe they've only been in the hobby for a few months. Like, this is really important information. And like, obviously, you shouldn't expect to make money opening Pokemon cards. But I thought maybe you could if you sold everything in a pack. Like, maybe I was dumb. I probably was. But at the same time, like, it is a mindset that people think of because of the hype and the FOMO that content creators like myself and a lot of other people have created over the past 6 months, really, since Surging Sparks came out. And that's why a lot of people went in droves to Target and bought out the shelves so that way they could take them home and start their own Whatnot channel and start their own whatever streaming platform, rip and chip, and just sell everything. They thought they could just make money, clear off all the packs at $4.50 and then sell them for $8, $9, or open them up and sell the contents, slab them up, get them graded by PSA or Tag or CGC or Beckett, and then they could just do all these things. And it just doesn't always work that way, and it shouldn't work that way because this is a hobby, it's a game, it's something that's supposed to be enjoyed. And if you can't find stuff at MSRP, that's when I think pivoting is very important. So here's Scarlet and Violet base right here, and I think it's important to remember that pull rates changed a lot throughout the Scarlet and Violet generation. You had 3 sets of really strong pull rates. That was Scarlet and Violet base, Paldea Evolved, and Obsidian Flames, where basically your pull rate for special illustration rares was 1 out of 27. So 27 packs. That means you open up a booster box, and you were basically guaranteed a special illustration rare. In many boxes, you would get 2. So in Scarlet and Violet base, you have 10 special illustration rares in that set. Illustration rares, you have 24. The current pack price on TCG Player, the market pack price for Scarlet and Violet base, is $5.42. That's obviously about $1 above MSRP. So if you look at the chase card, and it doesn't matter what your chase card is, it could be any special illustration rare. Maybe you want the Miriam, maybe you want the Miraidon. I'm just using Gardevoir here as an example. It takes you 27 packs to pull 1. Now, there are 10 different SIRs in the set. That means in order to pull 10 SIRs, you would need to open up 270 booster packs of Scarlet and Violet base. Now, you could pull duplicates, and it's important to remember you probably will. When you have variance numbers like that, 10, like the chances of you pulling 10 unique special illustration rares is slim. You will probably miss, I don't know, 2 or 3, and you'll pull duplicates of maybe the Miraidon, duplicates of maybe something else. But 270 packs is basically what it's going to take you for a pull rate for Gardevoir. If you buy 270 packs at $5.42 just to rip, you're looking at spending $1,463.40 basically on that Gardevoir EX, if that's your chase. If the chase is the Miraidon or the Miriam special illustration rare, it's going to be the same cost to pull that. Those are all special illustration rares. But the cost for this Gardevoir, you can go out and you can buy it right now for $50. Now that's down a little bit, and it's continuing to trend downward, so that's why you kind of want to make a spreadsheet or write a note of what cards your actually chase is and what price point you are comfortable paying for them, because this continues to fall, because it is fairly easy to pull, which means there's going to be a lot of them on the secondary market. And on the secondary market, when people are gearing up to either spend their money somewhere else, or maybe getting out of the hobby, or maybe saving for a future set, it's a race to the bottom all the time. So on TCG Player, you open up your seller portal and you look at what the lowest one listed, you're going to go a penny under that, or you're going to go 2 cents under that every single time. And the more and more people who do that, the lower that price deflates. And if you don't have the liquidity to keep buying, and more people keep buying to erase those penny deficits, eventually it just keeps going and further down, which is why we are trending downward for a lot of single cards. If you look at the illustration rare category, this is the only category, I believe, that has stayed consistent throughout the entirety of the Scarlet and Violet generation. So it is going to take you 12 packs to pull a singular illustration rare throughout Scarlet and Violet. It doesn't matter the set. So if your chase in Scarlet and Violet base is the Ralt illustration rare, and it could be something else, it could be the Curlia, it could be the Drowsy, it could be the Slowpoke, your specific pull rate actually makes this card more rare than the card above it, because there is more illustration rares in Scarlet and Violet base. There's 24 of them in the set, and because it's 1 out of 12, that means this Ralt is actually technically more rare than the special illustration rare Gardevoir EX. It's going to take you 288 packs in order to pull 24 illustration rares. Now, again, variants, you're going to pull duplicates of others. This doesn't necessarily guarantee 288 packs is going to give you a Ralt, but on average, you should get a Ralt out of 288 packs. But the problem is the cost to open up 100 or 288 packs at $5.42 a piece is $1,560.96. Your cost for the actual card is $31.17. So it took me a while to kind of explain all this. This is what every single set release is going to look like in this presentation. I will go through the rest of them much faster because we're already 13 minutes into the video. But whatever your chase card is in the illustration rare category, maybe you don't even have a chase in the illustration rare category. Maybe it's just special illustration rare, but it's also very important to understand the cost of opening up packs. Opening up packs is a ton of fun, but there is a fun cost. It is a form of entertainment that is associated with it. Now, maybe, hey, Fanny, there's other cards in the pack as well. It's not just about the chase. Yes, that is very true. You could pull Nest Balls. You could build a deck by pulling Nest Balls or Pokegear 3.0, and that gives you a little bit of ancillary value associated with it too. And it is not all about the money. It's about the fun. It's about the enjoyment as well. But that's why it's important to remember, hey, the cost of opening the packs are this much. Here's what the cost of the actual card is. And many times, even though I'm a storefront, I want you to buy packs from me. I want you to buy boxes from me. I want you to buy sealed items from me. Even though I'm a storefront, I want to make sure that you guys make the best decision with your collection dollars. It is $31 to buy this Ralt, and trending downward right now. If we look at Paldea Evolved, which is obviously going to feature that Magic card, Or I just skipped. Okay, so Paldea Evolved right here, much bigger set, biggest set we've had so far in the Scarlet and Violet generation. It's also a very popular set in Scarlet and Violet. It's a fan favorite for a lot of people. The amount of special illustration rares in this set is 15, but the amount of illustration rares in this set is 36. Again, that makes those illustration rares technically more rare than the special illustration rares, which is why you have a card like Magikarp, which is the illustration rare in the set, the Chase illustration rare in the set, more expensive. It's why it makes sense, because it is more rare than that Iono special illustration rare, because it's going to take you more packs to pull it. Your pack price on Paldea Evolved as far as market value right now is $6.51, which is pricey. Paldea Evolved is out of print. I wouldn't expect it to come back in print because it has been out of print it's been out for a couple years now. Like, it's been out for a little while. And usually the reprint window is about a year and a half. So Pokemon has talked about reprinting a lot of products. I think they're going to focus more on the products that recently came out or products that are in the future. So yeah, you might get more Twilight, you might get more Surging Sparks, but before Twilight, I don't know if we're going to see a whole lot. And Paldea Evolved, unfortunately, was well before Twilight. But you still had great pull rates. You still had 1 out of 27 packs for a special illustration rare, which meant that you could pull 2 special illustration rares in many booster boxes. It happened. Your specific pull rate, though, for this card, the Iono is the one that we're looking at. And again, it can be any single special illustration you want, is 405 packs. Because the variance is so much different, right? In Scarlet and Violet base, Gardevoir was only 270 packs because there's only 10 SIRs in the set. But with 15, it becomes much more difficult to pull one of these specific special illustration rares in Paldea Evolved. So 405 packs to pull Iono. 405 packs will give you, in most cases, 15 special illustration rares. Unless you get really unlucky, you could get lucky and you could pull better than that. But 405 packs should yield you about 15 special illustration rares. Now, it doesn't guarantee you an Iono by any means. You'll probably pull duplicates. Maybe you'll pull a couple Chine Pows. Maybe you'll pull a couple Wu Chines. Whatever the case may be. But 405 packs is basically the specific card pull rate for special illustration rares. The problem is the cost to open up 405 packs is $2,636.55, which is insane. The cost of the actual card for Iono is $65.91. Same thing with the Magikarp. Magikarp, 1 out of 12 packs, same pull rates as every single set in Scarlet and Violet, but there are 36 illustration rares in the set. That means to pull a unique illustration rare, it's going to take you about 432 packs. So to open 432 packs of Paldea Evolved, it's going to cost you $2,812.32, or you can just buy the card for $215. Now, Magikarp has trended downward a lot. It might trend downward a little bit more, and you might say, hey, Fanny, but yeah, I just really want to open up the Magikarp. That's fine. Like, if you are okay spending a lot of money and gambling and chasing, like, that's fine. Nothing against you. If you want to open up a little bit more, but try and do it at MSRP or as close to MSRP as you possibly can. If you're willing to spend $6.51, this is what it could cost you. It could cost you $2,800 to finally find that Magikarp. And yeah, you can grade and you can sell the graded, or you can look at the graded value, and that's great. That's fine. That's wonderful. But I'm just kind of trying to make this as simple as possible. The likelihood of you pulling it in enough packs of $214. I mean, how many packs is that? That's 30 packs. That's a booster box worth of packs. Like, you'll pull 3 special illustration, or you'll pull 3 illustration rares, but you have a 1 in 12 chance of one of those illustration, or of Magikarp being one of those 3 illustration rares. Like, it's not a great chance. Like, you're looking at less than a 10% chance of that happening. Obsidian Flames, probably the best set to open at MSRP, because the pull rates are great for a set that just doesn't have that many cards. Only 6 special illustration rares in the set. Your illustration rares, there's 12 of them. Your pack price in Obsidian Flames is a little bit expensive at $5.70, so obviously quite a bit above MSRP. Your pull rates are still the same. 1 out of 27. For this example, we're using Charizard EX as the special illustration rare of the Chase. Your specific pull rate to pull that Charizard EX, only 162 packs. 162 packs to pull a Charizard EX special illustration rare. If you want to master Obsidian Flames, this is the only set in the entirety of Scarlet and Violet where you can do it in a case. It might take you like 8 boxes. It might take you a couple more boxes than a case, but you can do it fairly easily because there's so little as far as upper rarity goes. Like, your special illustration rare is only 6. Your illustration rare is only 12. And with the busted pull rates of 1 out of 27 for special illustration rares, you're still pulling at least 1 per booster box. In many booster boxes, you're pulling 2. So you could get a third of your special illustration rares done in 1 booster box, which is crazy. Your cost to pull that Charizard EX, though, still $923.40. You still have to open up 162 packs. Now, yeah, you could get lucky and you could pull it right away, or you could get unlucky and you could pull it later. You could pull 2 Revrooms. You could pull 2 Pidgeots in 162 packs, but in average, it should take you 162 packs to pull it. The cost for the card, though, is only $60.92. So why pay $923? Well, it's fun to open. Yeah, I get that. It is fun to open, but is it as fun to open at $5.70 when the MSRP is lower than that? And that's something that you can only decide. The Ninetales, I chose that as the illustration rare, but it could be something else. Maybe you really love the Belly Bolt. Maybe you really love the Houndour. Maybe you really love the Cleffa. Still only going to take you 12 packs to pull a illustration rare, and there's only 12 in the set, so it's not too bad as far as the variance factor. It's not too bad as far as quantity goes, but a specific pull rate for the illustration rare that you're chasing is probably 144 packs. The cost to open up 144 packs, you're looking at $820.80. The cost of the Ninetales is $21.40. That's the most expensive illustration rare. You can have all the illustration rares in the set for like $70. You can have all the special illustration rares in the set for like $80, $90. Like the Poppy's $3, the Gita's $3, the Revavroom is $5, the Ice Cube is a few dollars, the Pidgeot is like $12. You're looking at 90. You can master Obsidian Flames just by buying all the singles for like $200. So why open $820 worth of packs just to pull the Ninetales? Like that's completely up to you. It is fun. Don't get me wrong. Scarlet and Violet 151 is when pull rates started to change a little bit. Not as good as what we saw with Scarlet and Violet base through Obsidian Flames, but not as bad as Paradox Rift, and definitely not as bad as Temporal Forces. Scarlet and Violet 151, still a relatively small set, right? But it was a specialty set. SIRs, you're looking at 7 in the set. Illustration rares, you're looking at 16. Right now, the problem is the pack price. This is continuing to trend down. There is more bundles. There's more 151 bloated thrown out there. Like it is out there. A lot of people say there's too much 151 out there. I disagree with that completely. Hidden Fates was printed like crazy because of the demand. Crown Zenith, which we'll talk about tomorrow, was printed like crazy because of the demand. You still have expensive cards. You're still going to have people who love to open that set and want all the singles for years and years down the road. So I don't think the value of these cards is really going to diminish to worthless Shining Fates levels. But the problem is the pack price is just too high. When you're looking at a pull rate of 1 out of 33 for a special illustration rare, only 7 in the set. That means to pull a unique one or a specific one, it's going to cost you 231 packs in order to open up that Charizard EX, that Zapdos EX, that Alakazam EX. To open 231 packs, it's going to cost you almost $2,500. The cost for the Charizard is only $225. So about 10% of the amount of packs you'd have to open, or the cost of the packs you'd have to open in order to pull that Charizard. Now, you could get lucky again. You could pull it right away, but you also could pull 2 Zapdos, or you could pull 2 Giovanni's Charisma before you end up pulling a Charizard EX. So that's where you kind of have to balance, okay, well, what am I comfortable spending? Is $10.81 too expensive? Yeah, well, maybe I'm okay spending $7 to chase it, but I'm not okay spending $10.81. For the Chase illustration rare, I put the Squirtle. The cost of the Squirtle to pull is going to be $2,075. It's going to take you about 192 packs to pull it. The cost of the actual card is $51.07. So that's a substantial difference. Paradox Rift, there's another big set, right? Just about the size of Paldea Evolved, a little bit smaller, but not by much. 15 SIRs in the set, 34 illustration rares in the set. The pack price of this set is $5.78. Now, this is where pull rates have evolved a little bit. Now, you're looking at about 47 packs to pull a special illustration rare. That makes things a lot more difficult, right? If you look, only 231 packs to pull a specific special illustration rare from 151. Paldea Evolved, which was our most bloated set, if you really are chasing that Iono, 405 packs. But Paradox Rift, with pull rates changing, now all of a sudden you're looking at 705 packs. 705 packs in order to pull that Roaring Moon EX or whatever special illustration rare you're choosing. Now you're looking at really big costs to pull this card. Pack price at $5.78. You have to open up 705 packs in order to pull maybe that Roaring Moon. Yeah, you could pull duplicates. Yeah, you could pull it earlier, but the cost of the card is only $53.81. The Groudon is probably the chase for a lot of people when it comes to the illustration rare category. The good thing about this is pack prices, or the pull rate stayed the same for illustration rares. It's still going to take you about 408 packs to pull it. The cost to open up 408 packs, about $2,358. The cost of the Groudon, which is the most expensive card in the set, you're looking at $86.44. So much cheaper and more beneficial for you to just buy the single than open the packs. Open the packs, have fun, but don't overpay. That's kind of the big thing here. Temporal Forces, again, a little bit bigger of a set. Not as big as Paradox Rift. So this is where pull rates really start changing. This is where our pull rates are now. About 68 packs, or 1 out of 2 booster boxes, 72 packs we'll call it, in order to pull a special illustration rare. So there's 10 of them in Temporal Forces. There's 22 illustration rares. Your pack price right now, market price, is $5.52. To pull the Raging Bolt, or to pull the Gouging Fire, or to pull the Morty's Conviction, it's going to take you about 680 packs. So you could get lucky and pull it earlier. Could take you more packs on average, about 680 packs in order to pull 10 SIRs. The cost to pull, that means at $5.52 per pack, you're looking at about $3,754. So the Raging Bolt, which is the most expensive special illustration rare in the set, is only about $100.79. So way cheaper to just go and buy the card than it's going to be to open up 680 packs of Temporal Forces. Here's Ghastly right here. The chase for many people when it comes to the illustration rares, about 264 packs in order to pull 22 illustration rares. If the Ghastly is your chase, you should pull it within 264 packs. The problem is, to open up 264 packs, it's going to cost you about $1,457 at the pack price of $5.52. So the cost for the card for the Ghastly is only $39.16. Obviously, which one of those sounds better to you? For Paldean Fates, I didn't even look at the illustration rares because they pop up so frequently. There's only 3 in the set. They're only a couple dollars. SIRs in the set, though, there's 8 special illustration rares. Yeah, there's baby shinies. Yeah, there's other cards that you can pull as well. Pull rate does get a little bit better. It goes back to about Paradox Rift times, when it's about 47 packs in order to open up a special illustration rare. That's still going to take you 376 packs in order to pull 8 of them. So if your chase is the Mew, if your chase is the Charizard, if your chase is, I don't know, the Clive, it's going to cost you about $3,662 in order to open up that card. Yeah, you could get lucky and pull it earlier. You could get unlucky and pull it later. The cost of the card is $331. That's a lot of money. $331 is a lot of money to buy that card. So then you have to decide if it's worth it. Like, are you okay spending, I don't know, $20 on 2 packs and hoping, getting that gambler's feeling and really just hoping that you pull it? Like, that's fine. But also, you should go into that knowing the likelihood of you pulling it is not great. And also, like, it's going to take you 1 out of 47 packs just to pull a special illustration rare, and then you have a 1 out of 8 chance of that special illustration rare being the Mew. $331. Twilight Masquerade, there's 11 special illustration rares in the set, 21 illustration rares. This is when packs start getting a little bit more expensive. You're looking at $6.66 for Twilight Masquerade. The Greninja EX, the most expensive special illustration rare in the set. We're back to Temporal Forces pull rates, 1 out of 68 packs. Your specific pull rate for Greninja EX is about 1 out of 748 packs. The cost to open up 748 packs is just shy of $5,000. You can spend $360 to buy the Greninja. The Eevee, 1 out of 252 packs to pull an Eevee or whatever illustration rare might be your chase. The cost to open up 252 packs is about $1,678. The cost for the Eevee, substantially lower than where it was a couple months ago. You're looking at about $66.13. Shrouded Fable, 5 special illustration rares in the set, 15 illustration rares in the set. You're only looking at about $5.66 for the pack price. I put the Cassiopeia up here, whatever your chase might be for special illustration rares. Still looking at about 68 packs to pull an individual or just 1 special illustration rare. But if you want to pull a specific one, you're looking at about 340 packs. So if the Cassiopeia is your chase, you're looking at about 340 packs. The cost to open up that many packs based off of the $5.66 market price is about $1,925. You can just go out and buy the Cassiopeia for only $42. The Persian, the chase for a lot of people when it comes to the illustration, Shrouded Fable has a lot of cool illustration rares. Pull rate still 1 out of 12. Specific pull rate for a specific card, you're looking at about 180 packs. That means it's going to cost you about $1,678 in order to open that Persian, or you can just go out and buy it apparently for $1,018. I don't know where I got that number from. I forget what Persian fell to. It's probably like $40, $50, somewhere $58. I don't know where I got that number from, but you guys get the gist of this all. Stellar Crown, a much smaller set, right? Just like what we had from Journey Together. So this one isn't that bad because Pokemon is doing a little bit smaller sets right now than what we had with like Paradox Rift and Paldea Evolved. You only got 6 special illustration rares in Stellar Crown, 13 illustration rares. The pack price $5.78. With only 6 special illustration rares, that means to pull a specific special illustration rare, you're only looking at about 408 packs. That's still a lot of packs, especially at a $5.78 pack price. It's going to cost you about $2,353 in order to pull that card. The cost of the card, Terapagos, has gone down a lot, $58.42. I chose the Bulbasaur for the illustration rare because we already did a Squirtle with 151. To pull the Bulbasaur, you're looking at about 156 packs, which is about $902 in order to open it. Or you can just go out and buy the Bulbasaur, which is dropping a lot, just like the Squirtle, also down to $53.63. Surging Sparks, a lot of people chasing that Pikachu. There's 11 special illustration rares in the set, 23 illustration rares in the set. Surging Sparks a little bit more expensive because of the demand. $7 and a penny is the current market price on TCG Player. Your pull rate still 1 out of 68 packs for a special illustration rare, but to pull a specific special illustration rare, you're looking at about 748 packs. The cost to open up 748 packs at $7 and a penny, you're looking at about $5,243 in order to open up that special illustration rare Pikachu, or you can just go out and buy it, $342.17, which is a lot of money. You're like, Fanny, maybe I can just spend $21 on 3 packs and I can open it. Yeah, maybe you will. Maybe you will, and that would be amazing. I guarantee you that the feeling would be euphoria. It would be absolutely amazing. But it could also cost you $5,243.48 to open up the amount of packs that you need. So you have to weigh. Am I okay with that? Latios, the chase card for the illustration rare, is about 1 out of 276 packs in order to pull it. The cost to open that many packs is about $1,935. You can just buy the Latios for $30.14. And these are the more expensive illustration rares. There's a lot cheaper illustration rares in Surging Sparks. Here's Prismatic Evolutions. This one obviously still nuts. I don't know if and when you'll be able to find Prismatic Evolutions at MSRP. I know more is coming. Hopefully it'll hit distros next week, and then more will get out there, and I think they will keep putting more and more out. I think there will be a time where you can find Prismatic, or at least have a good opportunity to find Prismatic close to MSRP or at MSRP. SIRs in the set, 32. There are no illustration rares in the set, unfortunately. I don't know why. Current pack price on Prismatic Evolutions, $13.19, which is insane. Pull rates stay the same, unfortunately, and because there are so many of them, that means in order to pull a specific card, like your chase is the Umbreon, maybe your chase is just any evolution, 2,176 packs to pull a specific one. The cost to open up 2,176 packs at the current market price of $13.19. Look at that. $28,000. $28,701. You can buy the Umbreon for $1,442. I mean, maybe you're somebody who's like, I really love Wellspring Mask Ogerpon, the special illustration rare from Prismatic Evolutions. I love it. I really want it. I really want to buy it. I really want to open it. It would just be the most sublime feeling if I open it up. Doesn't change any of these numbers. The only thing that changes is the cost for the card number. It's still going to cost you $28,701. Yeah, you could get lucky. You could pull a God pack. You could pull a demigod pack. Obviously, that would bring the pull rate numbers down a little bit, but still, you're looking at just oodles, buckets, holy buckets of money in order to open something like that up. And then finally, Journey Together, another smaller set, even smaller than what we just looked at with Stellar Crown. 6 SIRs in this set, 11 illustration rares. Your pack price right now is $6.53 and falling, which is great to see. If Lily's Clefairy is your chase, it's actually dropped below $200. That's great. You can buy it for $194.11, or you can open up 408 packs to get it. Yeah, you could open up much faster. Yeah, it could take you longer. But in order to pull 6 SIRs, you're looking at opening up about 408 packs. That means your cost to pull it would be $2,664. The Articuno, if that's your chase for the illustration rares, maybe it's the Iono's Kilowattrel, maybe it's the Lily's Cutiefly. It's going to take you about 132 packs to pull a specific one. That means your cost to pull it would be $862. Your cost for the card just to buy the Articuno is $26.06. Maybe you're like, hey, Fanny, I like all the illustration rares from Journey together. It doesn't matter which one I pull. I'm happy with any of them. That's great. Then maybe this is better for you. But if you're chasing a specific one, or if you're chasing a specific couple, it's better to go out and just buy the single than what it is to spend $6.50. It should be, I mean, I guess looking back, it should be common sense, right? Like, obviously that makes sense, but I thought it, you know, at one point in time when the market was even soft. Right now the market is strong and booming. It still just doesn't make sense to open up Pokemon cards above MSRP. Even at MSRP, it's difficult. So have fun. Enjoy. Open Pokemon cards. Enjoy the rip. Treasure the artwork. Like, the artwork is absolutely amazing. Like, I love reading the attacks. I love just opening up a new set, looking at it, looking at the attacks. Like, I'll read through all of them. It's wonderful. And then like immediately my mind will go and start thinking about, okay, well, what can this be used in? Can this be used? Is this basically just bulk because it will never be used? Like, all those thought processes run through my head when I'm opening up Pokemon cards. But at the same time, if you're paying above MSRP, like, it's just, it brings that fun down a little bit, because you know how much you like. It's one thing to go through it all the first time, but then opening up more and more, chasing specific cards, it's just never a good idea. So I want to put all this together. Like I said, it took me a long time, so I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit that subscribe button down below, leave a like, leave a comment. It goes a long way for the algorithm. But ultimately, thank you just for being here. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Talk to you again on Sunday with another video. Till next time, peace.